at the barbershop. I'm sorry about that.
Hey Matt, who's Kanan? Kanan? Is that his name? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, that's 50 Cent's character in
Yeah, Kanan.
yeah.
Power. Yeah, I know. But is that Kanan? Or is that Kanan?
I don't know. To me, I'm confused. Trying to get some of this. Trying to give me one of these little healthy drinks, say one of these cold pressed juices.
Yeah.
You know.
What did you eat before you get right drinking?
Earlier, and I'm gonna drink this tomorrow on an empty stomach. But earlier, I've been eating a lot of I was gonna say pork. I've been eating a lot of protein because I'm working out.
You've been eating a lot of meat.
No, I've been eating tuna fish. Pause. I've been eating tuna fish. Thank you. Y'all see? Y'all play with. I've been eating a lot of protein, like just straight sets and then protein. Like
Protein is meat.
Tuna fish, and now the forest berry. They're like, this trail mix is dope. This is a high protein product I have in my hand right now. So that's it. But the juice, I like to drink that on an empty stomach. Like these peel juices. Yeah, you don't want food in your stomach. You want to drink that on an empty stomach. Faster absorption. Yeah, those little things are like, then they're $9 each. But when you think about it, people buy alcohol and beverages in New York. Average drink is probably about $14, right? So,
Give it a price on house.
oh, what? For a cocktail. Actually, average cocktail in New York is going to be at a decent spot. It's going to be at least $14 easily.
Wow. $14 is cheap.
At least.
Yeah, that's cheap.
Yeah, exactly. I just did a minimum. Yeah.
So can we have a conversation, Lenny?
Well, I don't know, man. I'm waiting on y'all. I'm starting to do stuff.
Yeah, just to add in what I do like though. Yo, from New York. Oh, could you be quiet? The fuck? What I do like though, we get a lot of liquor in our cocktails. We get a lot of liquor when we drink though. We do.
I don't really drink. Yeah, I don't really drink because I drink like that. I smoke natural herbs, but I don't drink like that.
I'm smoking natural herbs.
I don't drink beer. I don't drink beer. Well, I drink stout. I keep a stout, man. I keep a stout on deck. It's for stamina.
Oh, man. Ain't that about a
Get it stout.
It's just stamina.
Stout is I'm a mixture
I'm drinking in the morning for breakfast. It's an egg up in there.
There's different things. So you have Guinness stout, you have Dragon stout.
Oh, Dragon with the red label. They don't know about no Dragon stout, man. Come on.
No, they don't know about Dragon stout. So
I've never seen it before.
You got a queen, they got a pussy.
Can I answer Sandra's? So Sandra, Dragon stout is in Jamaica. I have something called Dragon stout. It's similar to Guinness, but it's Jamaican made. DNG, if I'm not mistaken. Dragon stout, yes. Hey, y'all know what my new drink is, man? That Don Julio, man. That's serious. Yo, that shit ain't on. Yo, Robbie, that Don Julio? Shit. Dragon PG Spinach, something crazy. Hey, you don't fuck with that Don Julio?
Yeah, I don't drink. I think that's on the lowest shelf, right?
Yo, that Don Julio, Robert. That Don Julio keep you all night. Pause. That's a cheap nigga.
Nah. Let me show you. Hold on, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna show you some photos. I went to an activation recently. I went to a dope activation recently. I think I got some pictures from that event.
Y'all know tequila is one of the few pick me uppers. That shit ain't.
there. Yeah, I fuck with El Camino. That's my joint. People get the tacos. That shit be fun. I get tacos. That'd be good.
They got an El Camino in Philly too. Yeah. It's right by my house.
Yeah, right in what's that? Northern Liberties. Yeah, that's my shit. Right? Yo, Dap, that Don Julio Dap. I'm telling you, man. Yo, that shit. Yo, Dap. Yo, that shit crazy.
I know about Don Julio. I know. You can emphasize though, like Don Julio is still about a minute by himself. You gotta get the girl with like Elvis Star, make a bell on top of it. With the ceramic.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's a real job. It's still a call. They might take one more to get a real hoagie, to get a real chicken.
Yo, HK, that's where I was at. I had a nice little cheesesteak. I went to the Joy Bellino joint. The joint was alright.
No, the dice I eat on the sandwich though.
Nah. You go down that joint, you gonna like that joint. That joint alright, man. You put real Cooper sharp cheese on that motherfucker. Yo, that joint alright.
Where is that?
It's Joy Bellino cheesesteak joint. It's in South Philly. South Philly.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in Philly for the first time in a week. Where I need to go to a restaurant.
I think you'll like Philly, Adrian. You'll like.
It's like the first time. Yeah, the restaurant that you Philly's if you walk Brooklyn's Bronx and Harlem together.
What kind of vibe you on? Like, what kind of vibe you looking for?
I'm like,
Are you an ENT? Hey. Are you an ENT nigga or you a Don Julio nigga?
Like I said, I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Philly nigga. Philly's if you put the Bronx, Brooklyn, and Harlem together.
That's fair.
Agent, I'll send you some recommendations to get back to.
I think you might like the Reef. Like if you want a joint that's neutral, you might like the Reef to make your own joint. You might like the Reef, you know what I mean? Cocktails, shit like that on South Street. Yeah, I mean that's something just a neutral spot. You know what I mean?
I think I'm going to Jamaica restaurants for that travel. That wasn't even what I was considering. I was just like,
okay.
Something authentically Philly, you know what I mean? Like
the Reef, I would say the Reef. Listen. Hey, listen. The Reef in Philadelphia for probably 20 years. That's authentic at this point. Everybody goes there, you know, at one point, you know what I mean? So I would say, you know, that's an authentic experience. Ain't nothing wrong with the Reef.
Just go to Pasadeno's. It's like, you're a tourist, you gotta go there.
No, come on. Come on. Don't send them there. Come on, bro.
Alright. We love Philly.
Shout out
Shout out to Franklin Hills when I was 13. Get on it.
You had it too, and she. Yeah, I know about Philly. I know about me and you. I know about Philly. Right down the street from Temple.
Yeah. Y'all remember the Omni back in the day? Y'all remember that? Y'all remember?
Yes, it has. We already been here. No, I don't hear that. We already been here.
I'm saying the streets of Philly.
Listen, I'm in New York more than Mel,
Yo, shut up. Philly blunts, I heard that's the Philly stuff. Philly stuff. But where they come from?
Yeah, they say Philly got the real niggas. They say that's where the real niggas are.
Yo, Philly blunt.
I'm up to move now. That's
The Philly stuff. I heard that's the Philly stuff. Where they came from.
They say, yeah, that's where the real niggas at. Real.
JTK, like, he got a bug. Yeah, I gotta be Taylor on one like this. I'm not gonna do it now.
No, for real shit. Yo, don't you work for the city? Don't you work for the city?
Man, what the fuck is that? No, I work in New York.
Oh, my bad. I thought you worked for the city. My bad. They about to go on straight, though, man.
You travel? HK, you travel every morning?
3 times a week is a return to office call. But yeah, I mean 3 times a week. Oh, you take station.
Yeah, that's not it, man. That's not uncommon.
Can I
You don't remember back in the day, people moved to PA?
Yeah.
For because they want less taxes.
What is the name of that place again? Patty and Mill?
Poconos, 1-800-ROB-RANCH. Remember that? They want to go to the champagne room. The champagne room. Out here with bugs and flies and no stores.
Hey, not too much on Allentown and the Poconos. Not too much.
Yes. I know a lot of people. So, I know a good amount of people. I don't want to people. Patty and Mel know what I do for a living, and so does JD. So, when I was younger, I know so much people my age that ran out to PA and New Jersey from the city to go and live, bought the house, did their thing. Whoever ended up getting separated, they have to stay in the house because it's cheaper to keep the person.
Yeah.
And then they waited until like how old I am now. Everybody getting divorced and they going their separate ways. People who I'm starting to get up there in age. So people starting to niggas I've been working for like 25 years. So yeah, that's what a lot of people I know that's going through. Yes, it's very cheaper to keep her. So that's what a lot of people's going through. A lot of people, their house over there, they pick up value though, shit. And I know a lot of people dudes used to be jumping on that bus for that 2-hour ride to come from PA to come right to New York, sleep over their mother house, or even some of them.
No, they kept the apartments, remember?
Yeah.
What people did was the 1-800-ROB went for $445 or $5.
Yeah, sleep at my house.
Kept their apartment, rented it out to their cousin.
My family, yeah. Florida too, yes, that's a fact. Florida too.
That shit was funny. I remember that commercial. Because I was like, we should move to the Poconos. My grandma was like, I'm moving to the Poconos. I'm not living
Mount Airy Lodge. Beautiful Mount Airy Lodge.
That shit was funny. Commercials in New York back in the day. Oh my God. You know what? When you live in New York, when I was growing up, I hated New York because I was living there. And then as I left, I mean, I don't like staying too long because people be begging and shit. But it's like when you leave, you realize like everything you miss. No city like New York City. No city.
I miss New York. Yeah, when you miss people and you've been in New York.
It's not only the people, it's just like everything. Like you miss your convenience, you miss your food, you miss your trucks, your food trucks, you fucking like, even like when I get, goddamn, when I get my falafel sandwich, there's no place makes like fucking New York. Nobody.
That's a fact.
I can visit New York. I love visiting New York. I can never live in New York. I can only visit
New York gave birth to my first child, man, a New York woman, man. I will always be a child of Brooklyn, New York. Shout out to New York.
That's 17% of child support. You be getting on the clock. You be getting on the clock.
Yo, y'all New York women, y'all go straight.
When she served you with that petition, you was like, fuck, 17%? Why this bitch can't live in PA?
Hold on. Add context. She actually lives in Pennsylvania. She went to Pennsylvania. So she's a New Yorker. She's a native New Yorker.
Oh, okay. So
Nah, she never did that.
You got Cheney girl? You got to step up on the woman.
Yeah, she a Cheney girl. Yeah, she went to Cheney, man, New Yorker. Coney Island. I got a Coney Island girl. And y'all know how hard it is to get a Coney Island girl. Come on, man. What are we talking? Come on, it's Coney Island. You know,
Come on, triple fat gooses and
come on, Pat. That's Coney Island. Come on.
Hold on, sir. Hold on. So there's a lot of projects in Coney Island. There's a lot of high-rise in Coney Island.
Right.
Outside of the project So what are you saying? What part of Coney Island?
Let's be honest. Hey, Dad, let's be honest.
Was she in the projects?
No, she wasn't in the projects. She wasn't in the project. Let's be honest.
So she's not a real one now. Okay.
No, hold on. Let's be honest. A lot of Brooklyn dudes wouldn't mind a Coney girl. I'll just leave it at that. That's all I'm saying.
They wasn't even going that far. Why they gotta go that far?
They was hopping on the D train. Listen, they was hopping on the D train.
Nobody want to go on the D train. I used to take the D train. I used to live in the Bronx. I used to get on. That's the only they used to like, the one that was going to the Bronx. Not the one that was
Contrary to popular belief, New York dudes, we do drive cars. We don't always hop on the train.
That's a fact.
If you're about it, type of New York dude, you got a car. And female too. So hence why I asked you what type of female was you dealing with. Because let's not try to act like there's nothing wrong with the projects. Because there's not. Because not everybody that's
I can talk about the projects because I live in the project. Nobody else can.
Yeah, but
listen, let me tell you what she did.
There's nothing wrong with the projects. The projects didn't have all hood rat females and niggas at all. You have a lot of dudes that come from the projects. They were on their game. They did what they needed to do. They help out their family stuff. Females too. So I don't sit there and judge everybody that projects in New York City because the projects in New York City have delivered some real grounded, strong people.
Yeah, so New York is kind of different than like.
Hey, Patty, guess where she lived at? Y'all know Coney Island, right? She lived.
I've definitely been a hood rat once upon a time.
Listen. She lived right next to Seagate. If anybody knows what Seagate is,
yeah, I know what Seagate is.
Yeah,
that's the area there right there.
You have Seagate. You have the Seagate co-op building. You have the Seagate project.
No. But the Seagate I'm talking about, though, not the co-op.
I just want to let you know there's more hood rats in the projects than no hood rats. Let's be clear. Okay.
Hey, yeah, I know about all the staircase games. I know about all of that.
Listen, man. They had a fucking Bel Air and everything at their joint.
You ride on the Cyclone?
Nah, I never did that with her. I did.
You didn't even have money to take it to go ride the Cyclone? That's crazy.
Yo, I used to go there for
You was trying to hit off with the moon. You made that baby in the hoop, I bet you.
It's a ride. The Coney Island has a boardwalk. Coney Island have like a little great adventures going on with it.
It's a bearded one.
No, I said a little. You heard what I said, right? A little. Okay.
Coney Island is a fucking carnival. Coney Island is a carnival. Remember the bearded woman? She was on that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Graphic, y'all. She's been there since I was born.
Yo, raise your hand if you cut school and go there after. After cut school and go there.
Is that kind of like Santa Monica Pier, like something similar to that, or no?
Something similar to that, Gemini. Yeah.
But that.
Everybody used to cut school and go to the game room. Remember the game room in what is it? Times Square.
Yeah, I remember.
He takes a picture and it tells you how the baby looks. Right.
Oh no, that was before me.
Hey, but Mel, you know Brooklyn got bougie girls too. Like she's a bougie Brooklyn girl.
Oh my God! Why are you talking about this baby mother?
He's fucking with you. She bougie because she left to PA.
She changed my life, man. Changed my life.
She changed your life to make you.
She changed your life for the better. But you got with her.
You should have married her.
Look at that.
Nah, I wasn't thinking about it.
Go get your thing back.
No. She changed my life, man. That's some real shit.
Miss Patty, when you get a chance.
That was in New Yorker that did that. In New York.
That was the first lawyer chick you had, right?
That's exactly what it was.
I had some local loyal too, but I ain't saying all that.
You know,
Did you hear me? I swiped out.
I got a boy. Yeah, she heard you, Sandra. I'm not even being rude here. She heard you, love. I remember, one of this younger dude. He fell fell in love with this chick from Philly. Some of the chicks, New York chicks too, but it depends on the level. Just like Philly too, just like Baltimore. Yo, this dude got set up. He's a younger dude for me, but I'm Jamaican. He's Jamaican too.
The chicks from Philly are more ratchet. I'm just saying.
Yo, she set him up. He went out there to go look for her. He was doing his thing, and he was a good dude. He went out there. He went to Penn State, all of that. Went to some strip club. Now, to me, when I was talking to him, I'm like, yo, be careful, because stripper. What do you fall in love with a stripper for? Like, yeah, like what do you falling for a stripper for? So anyway, she did him dirty. They set him up. We had to go to Philly to go look at his body and all that. We took his mother and all of that. So, some of them, like in New York too, New York got them too. So, Baltimore. She set him up. They set him up. They robbed him of like 3 G's and some change. $3,000. This was like in the late 90s. $3,000. Yeah, I'm gonna say it again. 3 G's. It's not like it was like 50. $3,000. We lost him just because of some hood rat bitch that set him up for $3,000.
Yeah, I ain't never dealt with no hood rat Jones, but my first baby mom was from New York City. Now my second baby girl, she's like so Philly.
And what about the fifth?
Yeah. Say that again. So you say, Patty?
What about the fifth and sixth baby?
Nah, I ain't got no 5th and 6th. Come on, man. What are we talking about? I got 2 baby mamas that I have no beef with. Yeah. Everything's good. So if he talks,
it's good now because they're old, right?
Listen, if you talk to like Omar, you ain't gotta worry about no baby mama drama. He's good. You know what I mean? It's all.
So you're not paying child support in court. You're doing like me. You used to pay. I pay child support through her. Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, they can be heard of.
Listen, what that DR ain't got nothing to do with me parenting. I'm still a parent. Come on, y'all. What are you talking about here? I still parent.
Me too. Oh, I didn't have baby mama drama.
He ain't got no baby mama drama because they old now. That's crazy.
No baby mama drama.
I never did.
But I never did. He was younger. They didn't have no drama with him. Like that's one thing.
Because you was still fucking them.
No, listen. I always picked women that didn't have. They wasn't about the drama, man. They wasn't drama girls.
Yeah, but they love too. That's weird.
If they international counsel for you, I'm pretty sure they are looking for you right now.
But they like you.
No, I'm not a drama. I'm not a drama.
Nah, you're not. You just ratchet.
Why y'all putting that ratchet term on it? Yo, that's crazy. Yo, that called me an ENJ nigga. Yo, that was crazy, man. That was wild.
What?
Nah, I said ENJ nigga. Yeah, that was crazy.
What do you mean, New Jersey? I never called you New Jersey nigga.
No, I said ENJ.
Yeah, because you tried me as an easy Jesus type dude.
Nah, I was fucking with you, Dad. I don't even fuck with ENJ, man. That was a long time ago.
You see what I'm saying? And you stepped up to you see what I'm saying?
No. What I'm saying is that was when you like a fucking 18 drinking ENJ. Like, ENJ is damn near 15, 20 years. I'm in PA now. What do you mean?
So you already went back. You ain't in New York no more. I thought you were still in New York.
She was born and raised in New York. What the?
Mother freak, I'm talking about you. Stop talking about your baby mama.
No, I'm saying the high school she went to, Mel. Guess what high school she went to, man? High school was Spike Lee. The high school Spike Lee went to. Was Huey? I forgot her name. Was it? Yeah. Y'all feel the high school Spike? She used to always bring her up. Yeah, with that. Spike Lee went to my high school. She always one of the.
How old is she?
John Dewey.
How old are you, Omar?
Who, me? I'll be 40, man, in the fall.
When your birthday?
Why don't you go to school with?
You said fall. When your birthday?
Are you talking about the school she went to?
Yeah, the school she went to.
No, I was saying.
You know how many schools in New York have people that was like?
No, I was saying no. I was saying her famous person I went to her high school was Spike Lee. She would always say that. Yeah, Spike Lee went to
Yeah,
high
but she went to high school in Manhattan. So, Omar.
No, she went to John Dewey. Who was it? John Dewey?
Oh, yeah, that's in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
So, yeah, Omar, you said your birthday in the fall. When your birthday, October, November.
I'm an October baby.
He's a Libra.
You don't know?
No, Scorpio.
Oh, he's Scorpio.
When your birthday, Omar.
October 23rd.
That's my fucking birthday, nigga.
No, don't say that, Dad. Don't say that. Yeah.
Omar, that's my birthday. We different years, but that's my birthday.
Yo, get the fuck out of here.
You Scorpio, bro? So he's claiming so you claim Scorpio for the 23rd?
Hold on, no.
Yeah, I'm playing that shit.
The year I was born, it was a 25th degree of Libra, so I'm a Libra. But Omar, that's my birthday, October 23rd.
Get the fuck out of here, Dad. Yo,
Yeah, but I was born in the 70s, though. I was born in the 70s, though. I'm a 70s baby, so we're different. But October 13th, October 23rd, what?
Now, but you know what? That Scorpios, they kind of like they get that little, balance. Like
October 23rd for real. Omar, you October 23rd for real. I can't believe we got the same fucking birthday.
Yo, that's crazy. Yeah, yo, that's wild. Wow.
Okay, so I did find a video, right, to talk about what to know about the Supreme Court decision limiting the use of nationwide injunction, since everybody talks on the subject and may not actually understand what it is. Are y'all cool with that? Did you talk about alcohol, what your birth sign is? Like,
I'm good with that.
Patty, say that again.
I found a video that says what to know about the Supreme Court decision limiting the use of nationwide injunctions. Hopefully this actually explains what was. Listen to the oral arguments, you may not understand what the ruling was. Because you can keep talking about other things, that these nuances that is not part of the actual ruling, what they were arguing about. Hold on, hopefully this actually explains it. If it doesn't, then whatever. I'm just reading headlines like I got it.
We're going to a couple in New York earlier. It's the last day of the Supreme Court term with a groundbreaking decision from the court that could have a big impact on the arguments around and over birthright citizenship. The justices have just ruled on whether a single federal judge has the authority to issue what are known as nationwide injunctions that block federal policies across the entire U.S. That case goes back to a Trump administration executive
about the normal process. But there are ways to get nationwide relief. And the court says today, for example, people can file class actions where that can eating, fatigue, indigence, symptoms, healthy eating habit, productive days, perhaps apply nationwide. And the point is, this is about process, and you got to drive the right car to the courthouse. And here, they didn't do it the right way. So the court's saying, do this the right way, the way the system is supposed to work. That means, I strongly believe, Tony, that there is very little chance that this executive order on birthright citizenship will ever be implemented. We're going to see people right away next week come back, refile some of these cases, ask for class actions that could be certified across the country. There's a process with that. You will still have some of these injunctions in place. This is just narrowing them a little bit so that they only apply to the parties who file these cases, not to everyone. So it's highly unlikely that this will have any practical impact on that birthright citizenship order ever being implemented. Tony?
All right, Jen, thank you very much. Let's go to our justice correspondent, Scott.
Okay, so I just paused it there, and I think Justice Correspondent's going to talk earlier. This is what we were talking about yesterday. Like, it's not about birthright citizenship, it's about the injunctions, which it does make sense if you sue instead of taking a freaking individual lawsuit and trying to apply it nationwide. So I do somewhat agree with Amy Cohen-Barrett, even though a lot of people are going to be like, it's not about no Republican, Democrat type judge. I do like the question she asked, and if you listened to the oral arguments, her questions were like, it makes you think. So even though she got an F rating, you know, she worked for Scalise. So she's a smart girl. Let me go ahead and go back and play. Does anybody got any comment? Okay.
McFarland has been following this as well. Scott, these injunctions have been a tool of those who oppose President Trump's efforts to block them, to stop them. The injunctions will be limited in some way. But
Tony, it's an important ruling, but it also comes at a uniquely important moment amid a multi-front battle between the administration and the court system, a legal battle and a political battle, too. First of all, the politics. The administration likes to be criticizing the courts. They like to have that issue to push forward their issues of the day, accusing the courts of overreaching and muting the desires of the voters who elected President Trump. But the legal battles have been unprecedented, and some of them potentially destabilizing to the balance of power. Just a couple days ago, the Trump administration in a novel case sued every federal judge in the District of Maryland. The Trump administration, Tony, is accused of not following a court order, also in Maryland, to return Xiomara Abrego Garcia, the man mistakenly deported from Maryland to El Salvador. And the battles are playing out all across the country. A legal showdown in so many places, Tony, between the Trump administration and the federal courts. All right, Scott, thank you very much. Let's bring in Jessica Levinson. She's a CBS News legal contributor. She's also a professor at Loyola Law School. Her work focuses on constitutional law, election law, and the Supreme Court. Jessica, what do you make of Justice Coney Barrett writing this majority opinion? A lot of people thought it was going to be John Roberts.
Well, I think it makes some sense given where she is on the court, and I think she was able, obviously, to command more than a simple majority, but a 6-3 majority. In your questioning, during oral arguments, I think you really heard her trying to make sense of this case and be very clear, as Jan said, that it was not about birthright citizenship. It's not about the fairness. It's about the equitable power of Congress, of Congress to grant judges this power. And so she's saying very clearly, if Congress wants to change this, they can. She's also saying very clearly, court now, and they ask for relief of an executive order. They cannot get these universal injunctions anymore. Instead, courts are limited in the scope, the remedy that they can provide.
what stands out to you?
Well, I'm also getting information from Melissa Quinn, who is inside the Supreme Court, saying that Justice Sonia Sotomayor is reading aloud from her dissent. Remember, the 3 liberal justices dissented in this case, even though one of them, Justice Kagan, expressed extreme skepticism about nationwide injunctions when President Biden was in the White House. Now they're in dissent, and their dissent is really focusing on the issue of birthright citizenship and how this was the case that was really suited for. And remember, though, as I said, Tony, this has nothing to do with birthright citizenship. No judge that's considered that issue has ever said anything other than it's blatantly unconstitutional what President Trump's trying to do. And I do not believe the justices would ever greenlight that to go forward. So they're saying that this is the wrong case, that this case should have been one that could exceptions in a few cases, and that was kind of the point that Justice Kagan was making during the oral argument, that maybe there would be some case that would be suited for a broad nationwide injunction blocking a president's initiative. The problem with that, though, Tony, as the other justices pointed out, is that every federal think the issues before them are of extreme national importance, so it's not really going to have any impact at all. You have to do something with a little more teeth to it. For example, President Trump is now facing 40 or 50 nationwide injunctions in other initiatives that he has put out there. So I do expect, going back to something Scott was saying, I do expect the administration to file motions to vacate the scope of those injunctions and try to narrow them in all of those cases. And they may win some of this, but I'm just saying in the birthright citizenship case, I'm highly skeptical that this decision today will have any real practical impact on whether Trump gets to rewrite our understanding that citizenship is automatic when you're born in this country, if you're here legally or not.
You know, Jan, people turn to Supreme Court decisions for a definitive answer, and I can imagine some viewers looking at the headline we have in the lower part of the screen that says injunctions likely exceed. What's the work of that word likely doing in that sense? Why don't we have a definitive does exceed or does not exceed?
Looking through the opinion, that's a great question, and it's the language that Justice Barrett uses. I think the opinion itself is pretty clear. I think what we have to remember is there are ways that people can get nationwide injunctions. You just have to do it in the right car. Get in the right car. You've got to file a class action. You have to file, you have a claim under a federal law. Let's scale back on these things. There are ways to go about doing it. And Justice Thomas and Justice Alito, in their separate concurring opinion, made clear that you've got to go and do it the right way, that's important for the process. And so when this kind of cases, no. But, we'll see. I mean, we've seen it. I believe that they would react, but I think this was about as clear as you can get in this case.
All right, and you're as clear as can be as well. Jen Crawford, thank you very much. Jessica Levinson, thank you. Scott McFarland, thank you as well. And just to recap for our viewers, the Supreme Court has ruled 6-3 that lower court judges cannot issue nationwide injunctions in local cases. Quoting from the opinion, which was written by Amy Coney Barrett, quote, when a court concludes that the executive branch has acted unlawfully, the answer is not for the court to exceed its own power to. But they did not rule on the merits of the constitutionality, the question of birthright citizenship. That is a case for another day. We'll be following that as well, of course. Our coverage of this Supreme Court ruling and others will continue on our streaming channel.
Hopefully that made sense,
Thank you for that clip. So I guess they're going to be doing other EOs with this ruling. So they're going to go back and look at other EOs that struck down, and they're going to reintroduce those EOs again, probably.
Yeah, but the only way I think the only way we can get some type of nationwide injunction would be a class action lawsuit. That's why I'm like, they're going to be basing it off of individual cases. So if someone sues because they feel like, oh, I'm trying to get my so like, you know how Trump had the 50 states, he wanted them to like not recognize children that were born in the U.S. or foreign parents, and that individual sues, it's only going to apply to that individual. So the state too, it's only going to apply to that state. So it has to be some type of class action lawsuit that involves them.
Listening to some legal experts, and they were saying that now the cases simply have to be filed differently. They have to do it in the class action filing. And in this case, with this recent ruling, it only applies to the 22 or 23 states that were involved in this particular case, this ruling. So that's my understanding from what I was looking at.
You know, going by the arguments from last month, 2 months ago, I just thought it was, I was just like, wow. I was actually shocked to see this about the injunction.
But if you paid attention to the arguments, Amy kept asking about individual versus class action versus.
I mean, if you look at Sotomayor's little dissent there, she went off, man.
But it was about birthright. It was about birthright citizenship.
Take the birthright out. Take the birthright out. Right. What I'm saying is, her overall dissent was like, that's how I thought it was when they went up. Listen, let's be honest. The Trump lawyers, they did
heard it already? I haven't read it.
No. Listen, it came out. What you said, you know, some quotes and comments, right? What I'm saying is, when I actually listened to it, I listened to the whole 2 hours of the arguments.
That's just the oral arguments. You said her dissent. I'm trying to figure out.
No. What I'm saying is, her oral argument, the oral argument, lawyers, I thought got ate up. I thought they did terrible. That's why I'm surprised that this injunction thing is going on. I you know, that's just from my vantage point, that they ruled 6-3. I thought, you know, the Supreme Court justices did their thing. You know, that's just my opinion.
So they did their thing. You're surprised? I'm confused.
I'm surprised that I'm surprised that
those men weren't really asking any questions.
Yeah, and what was their thing? When you said they did their thing,
I mean, the thing when, you know, when Ketanji Jackson was up there, right? Trump lawyers was like, duh. You know, it was very, I thought it was one-sided. I was surprised to see this 6-3. For Trump, I didn't expect nothing. I thought they was going to strike. I thought it would have been 6-3 the other way, to be honest with you. And that's what most MAGA people think.
Okay. Not from the men. I thought the men were going to fall in line. I might have thought, but when she gave us the roadmap. She did give us the roadmap during her oral arguments.
Amy, but asked some really good questions that does make sense, right? So did Jackson, so did Sotomayor, so did all the ladies asked really, really good questions. It was the men that I had an issue with. Freaking Terrence Thomas is a fucking disappointment. Every time they referred to him, he fucking moved around. Like, he didn't say shit. They had to go to someone else. Fucking embarrassing.
Yeah. Like, they never say anything much.
That's a snake. But, I mean, it was only a matter of time before we got to this, right? It was only a matter of time, and I'm sure there are other cases before the court. I mean, something's going to stick sooner or later, and they are relentless. I think I read somewhere, like, Mr. Trump, this is nothing new to him. Lawsuits he's been involved with over the years. I think it's somewhere near like 14,000 or some crazy number. And this is what he does. This is the tactic that he does. he deploys and he fixes up the system. That's what he does. He tries to wear people out with litigation. That's what he does. He learned a long time ago how to use lawyers, and he stuck with it. He got the formula.
Yeah, but his lawyer was trying.
Yeah, with no budget. Most of his that Clarence, though, boy, man. Yeah, I know he has security. I definitely know he has security.
I'm gonna say it again. I can't believe me and this nigga born on the same day, different year.
What day was that? October 23rd, where they both confused because they both got Libra and Scorpio inside their fucking body.
I'm not confused at all. I said
that's right in the cusp. So you have both of those signs in your body.
Do y'all realize that?
Libra, but
It's cold. Good stuff.
Well, you know, they come from different countries and cultures.
Different countries have different cultures, so I get it.
You have to realize that if this bill is passed, it doesn't go into effect until after the, or it goes in right before the November. Yeah, so those things are scheduled to take effect after the midterm.
What happened to this Canada situation? Y'all was talking about Canada and I fell asleep.
What happened with Canada?
Something about he's going to implement some new tariffs or something right away in 7 days.
Oh, God.
Y'all didn't hear that? For Canada?
No. I've been off the grid all day. Yeah,
he pissed him off about something. Let me see. Oh, child. That's cold. I found it late. It says new tariff quotas on steel mill products, imports from non-free trade partner countries. It's going to be effective June 27th. Up to 26 million tons of steel imports. Imports beyond the threshold will face a 50% surtax. And tariffs to 50% on metals earlier this month. Many countries began redirecting their excess exports. Ottawa responded to prevent a flood of cheap foreign steel that could undercut its domestic market. Doing this as a measure, the measure aims to stabilize market prices, safeguard jobs within Canada's steel sector, and it's a temporary calibrated response. Calibrated response to what? Trump's doubling of U.S. tariffs at 50% on metals. I guess with the metals, it's a 50% tariff. Hey, Matt. Cool. Listen, somebody sent me a message about an hour ago. I'm just saying that Clubhouse, if you're listening, at Clubhouse, I'm calling you. I need you to hear me. This is First Lady C. And this anonymous thing is not working for us because we have this jackass that likes to go into people's spaces, loaded, people's pictures and stuff are out here on the web. It's not right. It just isn't right. I'm sorry. You gotta stop this shit. Stop
about this anonymous thing, because recording people when they haven't advised that they can be recorded, it's not right. So Clubhouse, I know you're listening to me, and I hear you, but this guy Edward, the one that calls himself God hypnosis and all that, he's got to be stopped. About 1,200 accounts is absolutely insane. The fact that y'all allow such security barriers to be violated like that because so many people have reported him and blocked him and you still refuse to do anything is absolutely atrocious. It is disgusting. Nobody should have to go through this.
So who is the nigga? First lady.
You can't even remove his ass because he's in here anonymous. I can't remember his last name, but his name is Edward. But he goes by God Hypnosis. He done changed his name so many different times. I don't even know where
He's still in the room.
He's recording right now. He's in the bottom.
Yeah, he goes everywhere and records. Go close his room today because of that. It's just
take responsibility and get this joker out of here, or let the anonymous thing go so that we can block people out of spaces that we don't want them in. It's not right. They're not using it. Set it up. They're not using it the way that it's set up.
There's 2 onions in here.
Yeah, well, it's one of them. Or knowing him, he might have 2 of them. He might just have 2 of them straight there right now. I don't know. But I just don't like that you were taking, this is not on recording. It's one thing for Clubhouse to record because for quality and safety and purpose and things like that into a vault. But for somebody to be able to stream and monetize on somebody else's content, it's insane. I'm not going to use profanity, but it definitely is insane. And it's a security.
He must have had a field day with today's room.
First lady, I don't know if you saw it. I'm just curious. Sarah put in the chat as you were talking, he's Matt's friend. And then I looked down and that statement got deleted. Sarah, did you, assuming you met Anonymous as Matt's friend, did you delete your comment or did someone else delete your comment?
He said she's kidding.
Oh, okay. Well, so is that why you deleted the comment? Okay. I hear you.
lady, they have to do something about that. That's crazy. It's one thing if I'm in Lisa's room and she's recording and I'm speaking, I don't have a problem with that. Or if I go into a room and it's recorded, I know it's recorded. I can choose whether or not I want to be there or not. But for him to just come in and stream and put it on YouTube.
Yeah, but that's the thing, that he could stream on a burner. The only thing we don't like about the anonymous is that you can't kick them out. But once again, they can stream on a burner. We have a room with 150 people. What, are we going to kick everybody out? You ain't going to know who's the burner.
Right.
That's what I'm saying, so. They're using the anonymous now because it just came out. But prior to that, he was still streaming the room with a burner.
Yeah, it says in our description, in our room, it says we do not allow it. Specifically says, let me go to it. I put it in the description. It says,
No, because here's the thing now. If I have you blocked, you can't get in. If people have his ass blocked, you can't come in.
Yeah, but you just said he had like 15 accounts.
And most people have blocked him, is what I'm saying. Because of the fact that they know he's weird.
Hey everybody. Hey First Lady, stop playing Jay-Z music and that'll cut him out from the YouTube channel because is real tight about like their music, and they will block a whole page and take it down.
Yeah, that's true.
It actually does say we do not authorize the description. And maybe I need to put that at the top because it's under number 2. We do not authorize recordings in this room.
Or maybe y'all should get a YouTube counter
On our stock.
and whipping it up or whipping it up.
But some people don't want it to be recorded.